These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Mark Z via PDK. Question: what should the rate be for the dinar? Mark Z says many believe the rate will be about $4. I believe we'll get a higher rate for the oil for dinar program, which should be a couple dollars higher. Frank 26 article quote: the central bank announces the achievement of the largest cash reserve in history. Again, the CBI talks about its cash reserves. Why? Because it is part of the monetary reform education to the citizens. Militiaman article quote: ports announce the completion of their electronic procedures for exempted goods, unquote. Militiaman says the completion of the last link means to me they are fully ready for what is expected. They go international. The coffers were filled quickly aside from the oil revenues. In my opinion, no coincidences with respect to timing. Mark Z via PDK this morning. Charlie Ward gave me a call to verify some of the intel he was hearing as well. This was coming from QFS contacts. They're all looking for notifications on Monday or Tuesday with great activity over the weekend. I'm hearing the exact same thing. I am praying this is going to be accurate. There are a lot of things coming in the real world news that definitely points to a massive event very early in the week or over the weekend. Just remember, if they're telling us a date, it could come sooner. Mountain Goat, what is the purpose of this proposed new 20,000 dinar note? I believe issuing this new note is not a smart monetary move for the CBI to spend all this time and money on this note when they could be conducting instead the project to delete the zeros, or even issuing the 100 dinar notes, which we were told years ago would be the next lower denomination to come out. They already have 250, 500, 1,000 notes in circulation and widely used. All right, Mountain Goat, but as inflation rises with their devaluation of the dinar since 2020, these two come almost worthless in Iraq. Gold is going to skyrocket since all countries are going to go back to the gold standard officially and not just under Basel, as we are now seeing partial implementation behind the scenes. Iraq is already preparing for this. This is where our wealth transfer is going to come from, but I could be wrong. I don't think so, so let's see what happens. BGG referencing Caparoni's post from the 29th. Why would they do such a thing? They are the richest oil nation in the history of all history. I very much doubt Iraq changes to conform to anyone else's reasoning. Pimpy says, as much as we love our little investments and we keep hoping something will happen to them, you have to be realistic about it. Currently, with what's going on around the world, you're not going to see any real changes happen anytime soon. We need things to calm down worldwide. Just hang tight, people. Things will change, hopefully for the better. Samson article quote: Iraq is the largest buyer of gold for the second quarter of this year. Quote: the World Gold Council announced today, Saturday, that Iraq was the world's largest buyer of gold during the second quarter of 2022. The council said in tabular report seen by Shafak news agency that, quote, Iraq bought 33.97 tons during the second quarter of the current year 2022, bringing its balance to 130.3 tons. Frank 26 is saying, do you think the World Banks love a program rate? Where have hundreds and hundreds of banks from around the world been all these years? Well, they have not been anywhere near Iraq because there's no profit. But now the leaders of the CBI are telling world banks, guess what we're about to do. Lastly, Mark Z via PDK question: I do not understand why Iraq and Vietnam, they would pay so much money to exchange old money. It sounds too good to be true. Mark Z says these currencies were artificially decreased in value. So the value was there and then it was decreased. Think of it as restoring the value that should be there.